Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day so far. So today there are going to be some payments of right around $1,827 on average going out to certain recipients on Social Security. So we're going to be going over who is going to be receiving those payments, and we're also going to be going over the remainder payment schedule for this month in April. And then we're going to be looking ahead into May and June. And in June, SSI recipients are actually going to be receiving two payments. We'll be going over why. Also, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is pleading with other Republicans to back their debt ceiling plan. We're going to be going over the ramifications if the Republicans can't get behind raising the debt ceiling and what could potentially happen as far as the delay of Social Security payments. We're going to be discussing that as well. Now, before I go ahead and dive into the main content of today's video, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Okay, so according to CNN, McCarthy makes plea for Republicans to back debt ceiling plan. So Speaker Kevin McCarthy made a plea to House Republicans during a closed-door meeting Tuesday morning to back his debt ceiling plan, telling them that although it doesn't have to include everything they want, it will help get him to the negotiating table with President Joe Biden. McCarthy also told members that once he is at the table, he can push for other policy provisions down the road, according to multiple sources in the room, underscoring the idea that leadership sees the GOP only plan as purely a way to strengthen their hand at the negotiating table. Top House Republicans are projecting confidence that they will be able to unite the conference behind a plan and move quickly to pass it. But that is far from certain. Key details of the plan are still yet to be finalized, and some members are expressing frustration over the proposal as it stands and elements that have not been included. House Rules Chairman Tom Cole told CNN the GOP debt limit bill will be on the House floor next week, but other House Republicans have signaled skepticism over whether specifics of the proposal can be ironed out in time for a vote to happen that soon, and the time frame may slip. House Republicans are insisting that any increase in the debt limit must be paired with spending cuts, while the White House argues that the limit should be raised without any conditions. McCarthy wants to move a debt limit bill through the House as a way to put pressure on the White House to come to the table for negotiation, even if the bill won't pass the Democratic-controlled Senate. So basically, McCarthy wants his whole caucus, every single Republican, to get behind this bill. That indeed will give him leverage to actually visit with Joe Biden, because right now Joe Biden is refusing any visits with Kevin McCarthy in regards to raising of the debt ceiling, because he says that there should not be any spending cuts involved in relation to raising of the debt ceiling, whereas Kevin McCarthy and other Republicans want to make spending cuts in order to raise the debt ceiling. Now, there's actually one Republican in Chip Roy who wants to roll back some of the provisions in the Inflation Reduction Act, that bill that they passed last year. So according to Fox News, Chip Roy pushes to unwind Biden's Inflation Reduction Act as part of debt ceiling deal. So Representative Chip Roy says he'll be pushing House Republicans to unwind parts of the Inflation Reduction Act as part of a deal that would raise the debt ceiling and cut federal spending. Roy, a House Freedom Caucus member who's been a central figure in negotiations, told Fox News Digital he wants Republicans to strip Green New Deal type subsidies from President Biden's flagship Inflation Reduction Act passed last Congress. So obviously this is a very big deal. Republicans are demanding a lot here, and to actually strip a lot of things that were in that bill in the Inflation Reduction Act, and also strip money away from the IRS, make it more difficult to receive certain benefits such as SNAP. These are all the things that Republicans want to do in order to come to an agreement with the Democratic Party to raise the debt ceiling. And so all this really just puts us in a huge dilemma, because Republicans are saying that we need to make spending cuts in order to agree to raise the debt ceiling, but the Democrats, on the other hand, are saying we're not going to make any spending cuts. We're just going to raise the debt ceiling without making any spending cuts. Now, what could potentially happen is if they don't come to an agreement and they don't raise the debt ceiling by at some point this summer, our nation could come to a default, which would have magnificent consequences for every American. The stock market could completely collapse. it's even possible that Social Security payments could be delayed in going out. And so, according to Kevin McCarthy and Business Insider, Biden will threaten Social Security and Medicare and bumble into the first default in our nation's history if he doesn't negotiate raising the debt ceiling with Republicans. So who knows what's going to happen here in the end? It seems like they're really just playing a game of chicken right now. Now, we are still in the month of April, and according to Janet Yellen and a lot of different forecasters, we will have until at some point this summer to raise the debt ceiling before going into the first default. This is very serious, so let's hope that Republicans and Democrats can come together and work out some sort of deal so we don't see a delay in Social Security payments. Now, this is obviously a huge deal, even if it's just 2 weeks in a delay of Social Security payments going out. I mean, if you have rent or something like that due on the first of the month, and you're supposed to receive your payment, let's say like on the 23rd, and your payment actually doesn't arrive until after the 1st, then you're not going to have the money there for rent. You're not going to have the money there for groceries. I mean, just having a delay of these payments is going to be a huge deal. So we will definitely have to make sure to raise the debt ceiling in a timely manner. Now, speaking of payments to Social Security today, there are going to be more payments. It's going to be $1,827 on average. So according to The Sun, third round of $4,555 direct payments dropped this week. See exact schedule. Now, $4,555 would be the maximum payment, and if you waited all the way until the age of 70 to start receiving your benefits. So the third round of payments of up to $4,555 will be paid out to millions of Social Security recipients this week. And of course, you receive your Social Security check based on your birthday, with the payments automatically going out 3 Wednesdays a month. So if your birthday is between the 11th and 20th of the month, your check will arrive this week today on April 19th. And if your birthday is between the 21st and 31st of the month, you will receive your Social Security benefits on April 26th. All payments were increased by 8.7% thanks to the annual cost of living adjustment. As far as next year for the COLA goes, it is widely expected that it is going to be much less, perhaps lower than 4%, and even possible that it's lower than 3% as the inflation rate continues to go down. Now, just looking ahead, once again, today payments are going to be going out on April 19th, and then the final payments are going to be going out on April 26th. In May, SSI recipients are going to be receiving their first payment since March. SSI recipients didn't receive any type of payment this month in April just because they received 2 payments in March. So their March 31st payment was technically their payment for April just because April 1st fell on a Saturday. So SSI recipients will be receiving their payment on Monday, May 1st. And then on the 3rd, payments are going to be going out to those who received Social Security before May of 1997, or if they're receiving both Social Security and SSI, their Social Security payment will be paid on the 3rd, and then of course their SSI payment will be paid on the 1st. Then looking ahead to June, SSI recipients are once again going to be receiving 2 payments. The first is going to be on June 1st, and then their second payment is going to be coming on June 30th. Once again, this is because July 1st is going to be falling on a Saturday. So the only reason you're going to be receiving 2 payments in the month of June if you're currently receiving SSI benefits is because the payment on June 30th is actually just going to be your July payment, because July 1st, again, is going to be falling on a Saturday. So you won't be receiving any type of payments at all in July. So just make sure to keep that in mind. But that's all the news that we have for today's video. I certainly hope that you enjoyed. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.